Hi, everyone. Oh, how much I miss you all. So good to see you out there. Today I'm going to read Mr. Putter and Tabby Pour the Tea. Mr. Putter and Tabby Pour the Tea. And in this book, we have 3 chapters. There's the kitchen where they pour the tea and they have muffins. Mr. Putter, Tabby, and Mr. Putter and Tabby. Those are the 3 chapters. Chapter 1, Mr. Putter. Before he got his fine cat, Tabby, Mr. Putter lived all alone. There's Mr. Putter, sitting by himself, not looking very happy. In the mornings, he had no one to share his English breakfast with, his English muffins with. In the afternoons, he had no one to share his tea. And in the evenings, there was no one Mr. Putter could tell his stories to. And oh, he had the most wonderful stories to share. All day long, as Mr. Putter clipped his roses and fed his tulips and watered his trees, Mr. Putter wished for some company. I see somebody in the tree. There's a bird there, but not enough company for him. He had warm muffins to eat. He had good tea to pour, and he had wonderful stories to tell. Mr. Putter was tired of living alone. Mr. Putter wanted a cat. Look, he's in his hammock daydreaming of a cat. Have any of you ever laid in a hammock? It's really fun. Chapter 2, Tabby with that cool car. Great illustration. Mr. Putter went to the pet store. Do you have cats? He asked the pet store lady. We have 14, she said. 14. Mr. Putter was delighted, but when he looked into the cage, he was not. What was in the cage, I wonder? Oops. These are kittens, he said. I was hoping for a cat. No one wants cats, sir, said the pet store lady. They are not cute. They are not peppy. Mr. Putter himself had not felt cute or peppy for years. He said, I want a cat. Then go to the shelter, sir. You're sure to get a cat there. Mr. Putter went to the shelter. They lived in cages there. Have you any cats? He asked the shelter man. We have a fat gray cat, a thin black one, and an old yellow one, said the man. Did you say old? Said Mr. Putter. There's Tabby. The shelter man brought Mr. Putter the old yellow cat. Its bones creaked, its fur was thinning, and it seemed a little deaf. Mr. Putter creaked, his hair was thinning, and he was a little deaf too. And there's the two of them meeting each other for the first time, looking at each other. Are you my one? They thought to themselves. So he took the old cat home. He named her Tabby, and that is how their life began. Them getting to know each other. Mr. Putter and Tabby. Tabby loved Mr. Putter's tulips. She was old and beautiful. Things meant a lot to her. She would rub past all the yellow tulips. Then she would roll past the red tulips. Then she would take her bath among all the pink tulips. Mr. Putter clipped roses while Tabby bathed. Well, who else is bathing in that picture? That's right, there's a bird. In the morning, Mr. Putter and Tabby liked to share an English muffin. Mr. Putter ate his with jam. Tabby liked hers with cream cheese. In the afternoon, Mr. Putter and Tabby liked to share tea. Mr. Putter took his without sugar. Tabby took hers with cream. Look at her riding on his shoulder. He looks happy now. And in the evenings, they would sit by the window and Mr. Putter would tell stories. He told the most wonderful stories. Each story made Tabby purr. On summer days, they warmed their old bones together in the sun. On fall days, they took long walks through the trees. And on winter days, they turned the opera up very loud. Look at Tabby helping Mr. Putter sing. Ah, ha, 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 ha. After a while, it seemed as if they had always lived together. Tabby knew just what Mr. Putter was going to do next. And Mr. Putter knew just where Tabby was going to sleep next. There's some in the bathtub, and this is Tabby in the planter, on top of the refrigerator, and on the mailbox sleeping. In the morning, each looked for each other as soon as they opened their eyes. And at night, each looked for the other as their eyes were closing. Mr. Putter could not remember life without Tabby. And Tabby could not remember life without Mr. Putter. They lived among the trees and the tulips. They look happy now. Remember, we saw him in the beginning, and he wasn't so happy. And there's the hammock they were laying in. They enjoyed the most perfect company of all, each other. Bye, guys.